You spend roughly 90,000 hours of your life at work. Your ancient ancestors spend zero. Not a single hour, not a single Monday. So what do they actually do all day? The answer is going to make you question everything about your own life. Here's something most people have never thought about. Modern humans, like us Homo sapiens, have existed for about 300,000 years. But agriculture? Only 12,000 years old. The 9-to-5 workday? About 200 years. Which means for roughly 97% of human history, your ancestors woke up every morning with no job to go to. No meetings, no emails, no performance reviews. And here is the question that scientists have been quietly arguing about for decades. Were they bored? Were they happy? Were they just surviving? The truth is stranger than any of us expected. Let's go back, way back. Most mornings started the same way. You woke up not to an alarm, but to sunlight. And the first decision of your day was incredibly simple. Find food or don't eat. Now, here's where it gets interesting. For years, scientists assumed ancient humans spent most of their day doing this, constantly hunting and foraging. But recent studies have completely overturned that idea. Research on modern hunter-gatherer groups, people living today the way our ancestors did, shows something shocking. They only spend about 4 to 6 hours a day finding food. 4 to 6 hours. Not 8. Not 10. That's it. The Hadza people of Tanzania? 3 to 5 hours of work a day. The Kung San of southern Africa? Similar numbers. Which means ancient humans had free time. A lot of it. The real question is, what did they do with it? The answer is going to sound familiar. They talked. A lot. Anthropologists estimate that ancient humans spent a significant chunk of their free time in social bonding. Sitting around fires, telling stories, gossiping, yes, gossiping about other members of the group. Robin Dunbar, the anthropologist famous for Dunbar's number, actually proposed that language itself evolved primarily for gossip. Not for hunting strategies, not for tool instructions, for talking about people. Sound familiar? But here is the part that genuinely surprised me. They also played. Ancient children played games. Ancient adults played games. We have evidence of ancient toys, carved animal figurines, spinning tops, even what looked like board games. They danced. They sang. There's evidence of musical instruments going back 60,000 years. A bone flute, found in Slovenia, that still plays notes today. These were not grunting cavemen, dragging themselves from one danger to the next. They were curious, creative, social beings who had afternoons off. But let's not romanticize this, because mixed into those peaceful afternoons was something we have almost completely eliminated from our lives. Genuine, immediate, physical danger. In the Paleolithic era, roughly 40% of children died before the age of 15. Not from old age, from predators, infections, injuries, and starvation. Every single day included a background level of threat that we simply cannot imagine. You knew the names of every large predator in your territory. You knew which plants would kill you in an hour. You knew that if you got separated from your group, even for one night, you might not come back. This is why social bonds were not optional. They were survival infrastructure. Your group of 20 to 50 people was your entire world. Lose the group, lose your life. This is also why rejection hurt so deeply. Scientists believe social pain, the pain of being excluded, evolved to feel as bad as physical pain. Because for 200,000 years, being rejected by your group was essentially a death sentence. Think about that next time being left out of a group chat feels weirdly devastating. That reaction is 200,000 years old. Here's the part nobody talks about. Ancient humans experienced joy. Not just relief from danger. Not just satisfaction from eating. Actual, deliberate, chosen joy. We know this because of what archaeologists keep finding at ancient sites. Jewelry, pigments for body paint, decorated tools that were far more beautiful than they needed to be to function. There's a site in South Africa, Blombos Cave, where archaeologists found shell beads dated to 75,000 years ago. These were not tools. They were decoration. They were fashion. We find evidence of ancient humans traveling hundreds of miles to trade rare stones, not because they needed them, but because they were beautiful. And every night, as the fire burned down, they told stories. The oral tradition, stories passed from generation to generation by voice, is how knowledge survived for hundreds of thousands of years. Before books, before writing, before everything, there was a storyteller, sitting by a fire, holding an audience of 30 people completely captivated. Sound familiar? Now, let me break something you were probably taught in school. The image most of us have of ancient humans is this: dumb, dirty, grunting, barely surviving, scared of everything. That image is wrong. Recent analysis of ancient skull sizes shows that our brains have actually gotten slightly smaller over the last 30,000 years. Not larger, smaller. That means the person sitting around a fire in 50,000 years ago was not less intelligent than you. They just had different information. Their days were not filled with primitive struggle. They were filled with the same things that fill yours: relationships, creativity, play, fear, love, curiosity, and the never-ending search for meaning. The difference is not intelligence. The difference is that they had time. Here's the thing that stays with me after researching this. Your ancestors, the people whose DNA you carry, had free time. Real free time, unscheduled time. Time they used to create art, tell stories, build relationships, and stare at the stars. And somehow in the last 200 years, we convinced ourselves that being busy is the point. That if you're not productive, you are wasting your life. But for 97% of human history, productivity wasn't even a concept. The concept was survive, connect, create, wonder. Now I'm not saying quit your job. I am saying that the next time you feel guilty for doing nothing, remember that doing nothing might be one of the most ancient, human things you can do. Your ancestors were great at it. And somehow, against all odds, they built everything that led to you. If this made you think about something in your own life, there's a whole series coming. The next video: how did ancient humans survive winter? No fire. The brutal reality. Subscribe if you want to find out. I'll see you there.